Let's see if this works now. This hopefully should work. Alright, there we go. Sorry guys, I don't know why, but sometimes Broadcaster switches off my microphone settings. This is why I do sound tests. Hello everybody, welcome to another stream of Seduce Me. I'm Gina, aka the Gina Chu. Yes, Frankie, we have a bang command now. I heard the cries of the masses, and I gave upon you what you wished. Also, for those of you that don't know, we now have a ticket system. You can type !tickets to see how many tickets you've acquired and how many hours you've been in the stream. I've come up with some ideas for some ranks, so I'm going to initiate that soon, I hope. Alright, we got a nice full house today. We got Ladybug Queen, we got Shelties, we got Frankie, we got Gwen, we got Cookie. I'm so excited to see you all here tonight. I was thinking about you guys all day today. I was so excited for this stream. I can't wait. I love that the fam is all here. Well, most of the fam is here. We're missing some of our lovelies, but alright. So, I'm about to do... I don't know. Okay. So I see where we're supposed to. We're gonna do Andrew's route. I don't know anything about Andrew's route, so this should be interesting. Everybody's checking their tickets now. Alrighty. So let's start. I have a name for Andrew. Claimed Andrew. Nobody claimed Andrew, actually. Oh shit. That's the one person we don't have a name for. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna name her Cookie. Because I feel like it and I love Cookie. Alright, these don't matter. Booyah! These don't matter. This doesn't matter. There's our dad slapping us across the face. Screw you. Our dad's a jerk. Blah, 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 blah. Let's hit him again.
Ow! You're just being violent now!
Just because I like that line. You're welcome, Cookie. We'll be calm. None of this actually matters in Andrew's route.
But it looks
Andrew's
so
route, I think, was a Kickstarter thing. Like, I believe that Andrew's actually based off of an actual person who, like, put in a lot of money to the Kickstarter, and they made, like, a little route based off of him. I think that's the story. I don't know. Anyway, none of this matters. None of this matters. None of this matters. None of these choices matter.
Then why did one of them...
Nah, screw you. I'm not interested in you right now! I'll stay and help around the house. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Blah, 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 blah. Wait a minute. How do I get Andrew's route? I actually have no idea how to do Andrew's route. I didn't see the choice come up, but there are choices before this. I think. I don't know, we'll see.
I'm so sorry about your
I don't
Do you
care.
have college?
I don't care.
What do you think of the...
Do you think the company...
I don't care. Okay, let's try and be nice to Andrew and see if this. Yeah, because none of these choices are on my walkthrough list, so I think we're gonna be doing this. Oh my god, you guys were up crazy late last night. I love that you guys hang out all the time now. I love it. Yo, I got a little preview of Ladybug's fanfic and it was super cute. Place our hand in his. As I placed my hand in his, he raised it to his lips and kissed over my knuckles. I felt my face burn slightly at the gesture. Andrew smiled at me before releasing my hand.
I'm honored to be invited here.
My mother smiled at both of us, which made me slightly concerned. Why was she excited to introduce me to Andrew?
So, you organized this party very well, Miss Anderson.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Praise is very much deserved.
Andrew then chuckled nervously, bringing a soft fist to his lips to cover the laugh properly before smiling at me.
I'm sorry if I seem a little forward. I've just been excited to meet Harold Anderson's granddaughter.
Huh? Why?
He used to talk about you all the time in the office on how you helped him refine his toys. I only attended meetings and heard all of the stories. You've helped a lot with the success of the company without having to actually work there.
By the way, so you guys know, I'm snacking on Skittles. Might be the official snack of the Chu-Chu Club. I don't know. How do y'all feel about Skittles? I think they're delicious. Oh, wow. I didn't know he talked about me. That would explain everybody's fascination with me and their rather personal questions. I looked to Andrew, who had a kind face to me. Something about him seemed off, and I didn't know what it was. He seemed to be hiding something. Whether it was good or bad, I was not able to find out. I felt someone walk up beside me, causing me to turn to them. Next to me was my dad, giving his cold stare to Andrew, who suddenly became tense.
So, you're Jared's son.
Andrew's body twitched slightly. Whether it was fear or insult, Andrew locked eyes with my father. I couldn't help but feel the tension between them. It irked me how fragile the air had become, enough to break at the wrong word.
You're the one who wants to be the next CEO of the Anderson Company.
I have the official walkthrough from the official website, Shelties, that I'm going off of.
Well...
I stared at Andrew. This guy wanted to take my grandfather's place as CEO? I thought the vice chairman wanted that position.
David, leave the poor boy alone.
I'm merely testing the boy's conversational skills. Nothing wrong with that.
Of course not, sir.
And polite as well. Interesting.
If you'll excuse me.
Quickly, Andrew retreated away from my family into the crowd of people. Let's follow him. I've never done this before. Oh, and speaking of following people, as Frankie just said, in case you're watching and you haven't done it yet, sub to Youngtown. Everybody should sub to Youngtown. Young fam, scream out in the chat. Hashtag sub to Youngtown. I quickly followed Andrew, wanting to be sure he was all right. I felt a little embarrassed that my dad put him on the spot like that. I had to apologize. And you can see the skip is grayed out. This is proof that I've never done this route before. So this should be interesting. Hold on, I'm even going to scream sub to Youngtown in the chat. Hashtag sub to Youngtown. Do it. We wound up outside. The stars practically danced on the grass as we stood in the backyard of the mansion. It had been my first time in years being out there, but my thoughts weren't on the nostalgia. Hey, Andrew? Andrew turned to me in surprise. However, his face was completely red in both embarrassment and humiliation. I felt terrible.
Oh, I didn't see you or hear you following. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I should be the one to apologize.
What for? You didn't do anything wrong.
Oh my god, Shelties! That is the worst, best joke ever! I mean, for the way my dad behaved, he shouldn't have been so...
Oh no, it's fine. I mean, I should have expected it and been more prepared.
Andrew rubbed the back of his neck and gave a goofy grin. It was intriguing seeing Andrew's professional side and then seeing a goofy smile away from everyone. Fraggy. Still, I'm sorry for that.
It's not a problem really, but thank you.
We both smiled at each other before I reached my hand out to him. He tilted his head and raised an eyebrow in confusion. Cookie. My name is Cookie. Her name is Cookie! Cookie Anderson. That's a great name. Oh my gosh, guys! We got special CGs! He's a cutie pie now that I'm looking at this CG, don't you think? In understanding, his smile returned before he took my hand gently and shook it.
That's a pretty name. I'm happy to know it now.
Nah, it's not that nice.
I have to disagree with you. It's much better than Andrew. I mean, who names their kid Andrew?
Andrew's a regular name. There's nothing wrong with that. Wow, Shelties! My friend recently got crushed by a pile of books, but he's only got his shelf to blame. I love it so much. I love these jokes. They're so good. I'm trying to think if I have any really good, like, pun jokes like that. I don't know. Uh-oh, the family troll has some news in before immense trolling. A lot of people do.
But how about Axel or Ace? Something cool like that.
Oh, wow, I actually kind of like this guy now. I always thought he was super lame, but maybe I should have given him a chance. Who names their kid Cookie? I don't know. I should have named it Chloe. I'm sorry, Cookie. I just always think of you as Cookie. I'm going to say that Anderson's name is Chloe, but everybody calls her Cookie. I couldn't help but laugh at him. He was pretty chill for a guy who was supposed to be a vice chairman's son. He grinned and laughed along with me. I don't know why, but I felt warm. Whether it was almost a non-existent breeze or the situation we found ourselves in, it felt nice.
Lewis.
And just like that, the feeling had vanished. We both turned to see my dad at the doors of the mansion, staring at Andrew with an almost deadly glare. Andrew straightened up, trying to maintain a business posture.
Yes, sir?
Your limo is in the front. The driver has requested that you return home. Now.
Oh, all right. Thank you, sir.
Wow, thanks for the cock block, Dad. Appreciate it. Fraggy! You got back together with your boyfriend. That's awesome! Congratulations! Andrew quickly nodded to me before speeding back into the mansion to leave. As I took a step to follow, my dad stepped in front of me. Dad.
I don't want to hear it. Do not become friendly with him. He wants to take the company away from us. You have no reason to be friends with him.
Oh, here's Dad the douchebag! Before I could retort, my dad turned away and walked back inside, muttering about how the party was nearing an end. Yes, we got a bang command. I sighed and entered the house as well, wanting the party to end immediately. Eventually, only Susan, Naomi, and my parents said, yeah, alright, we know all this. Malix, fuck off!
Whoa, whoa! Who let the bitch out of her cage? What is this? A reverse harem or something?
I just love that, I don't know why. Oh my god, Shelties! Shelties, that joke though! Doc! Let's make some coffee. Don't disturb them. I'll make chicken and rice. Alright, so, the way that we start Andrew's route, I assume that you have to be nice to him in that previous scene. But instead of fighting one of the incubi, we're gonna go to our room and eat by ourselves. I decided against bothering them. They knew where the food was, so I went to my room instead and ate alone in my room. It's not my problem. I turned on my computer and started to jam to music as I ate my food. As I ate, I began to think about going out. There were so many places to go, things to do. We need to go. We're not gonna go to the arcade, although that sounds fun. We're not gonna go to the Pig Lady Cafe. We're gonna go to Grandfather's grave. It was Sunday, and I felt the need to see my grandfather. It had been 3 days since he had been buried, and the cemetery was only a short walk away. I decided to see him. Shelties, these jokes are, like, painful. Chapter 2 is in the works? What? I can't wait to see Chapter 1, girl, and all the other chapters. I took my time eating and headed out the street to walk towards the cemetery. It was a good half-hour walk, but it would be a nice stroll. A flower shop was on the way so I could pick up some flowers for his grave. I still felt the sting of grief run through my bones, but I knew that it would eventually fade over time. I paused my journey to the cemetery to enter the flower shop, quickly picking a bouquet from the back display case and paying. The bouquet of lilies, please. Thank you. With flowers in hand, I made my way to the large steel gate of St. Joseph's Cemetery. I entered and felt the cold shiver of death run through the air against my skin. Would it always be like this? The cemetery was a final resting place. It wasn't just for mourning or sadness. It was supposed to also be a place for remembrance. How many kids with ADHD does it take to change a light bulb? Let's go outside and play on our bikes. As somebody who grew up with ADHD, I find that both hilarious and accurate. I sighed as I walked through the cemetery towards my grandfather's grave. Before I could reach it, though, I noticed a figure standing by the slab. Huh? Who's that? I stopped walking and tried to focus my sight to see who was standing at my grandfather's grave before I even approached. I didn't want to interrupt a prayer or anything, but even more, I wanted to know who exactly was there. I assume it's Andrew. My mind barely considered the idea that it was my father, but it couldn't have been him. Familiar brown hair crowned this person's head instead of the black and gray my father had. He was vaguely familiar. Andrew? Oh, look at Andrew's outfit. Yo, he's a snazzy dresser. I'm all about it, guys. I think I'm all about this. It was indeed Andrew. He was dressed in casual clothes, but he was giving his respects to my grandfather. I was curious as to why. When I quietly stepped closer and approached Andrew in the grave, being careful not to scare Andrew. At my footsteps, Andrew turned to see me, and realizing it was me, turned fully to me.
Oh, Miss Anderson. I'm sorry. I'll just...
Andrew quickly shook his head and took a step to leave. I assume it's gonna be, you're fine, Andrew? Yeah. I stopped him with a hand and smiled. He was merely paying his respects. There was no need for me to intrude. Andrew stared at me before smiling and nodding, returning to his place in front of the grave. He took a side step to make room for me, so I stepped next to him. I looked to the grave, running my gaze through the engraving in the stone slab before gently laying my bouquet down on it. However, I didn't stand back up. I gently sat down on the grass in front of the grave and stared at it.
Lilies?
Common flowers for gravestones, yeah? My grandfather didn't have a favorite flower. I heard and felt Andrew gently crouch down and sit beside me. I turned my head to look at him, catching him nodding in acknowledgement to my statement. I turned back to the grave, letting out a small sigh. So, can I ask why you came here?
I came to pay my respects. He was someone I really idolized.
I turned my head to him again, confused. Idolized?
Mm-hmm. He inspired me to work hard and make people happy. When I interned for his company, he was the first person to greet me at the doors with open arms, even before my father.
I almost couldn't believe what I was hearing. However, the look in Andrew's eyes made my heart break. He truly idolized my grandfather like he was his own grandfather. Frankie! You goddamn troll!
Your grandfather was an amazing man, but I'm sure I don't have to tell you that. He treated me better than my dad ever could. All my dad cares about is me becoming the CEO. But Harold Anderson? No.
I could practically feel my lips move in sync with Andrew's as he continued to speak, almost hearing my grandfather speak alongside him in the air. Yeah, here's something we have in common. Our dads both want us to be CEOs.
He said, don't worry about it so much. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy instead.
That's exactly what he said to us. He said that to me, too. Andrew turned to me in surprise before smiling.
Really? He cared a lot about you. There were days that he wouldn't stop talking about you and compared you to me.
Oh, Bay! Hello there, sir! I like these CGs, guys. I felt a blush run across my face. What things did he say?
Well, he told me how cute you were and how you loved to make people happy. He also said you always had the perfect ideas for his toys.
I felt a smile grow on my face, remembering the small moment when I had helped him design his now most popular toy, the glowing heart bear. Yeah, we saw that scene. I didn't realize how proud of me he was because I was so small, but now that I was older, I was able to understand. He always had me help him, even when I didn't feel like I could. He was the greatest person ever in my life. He treated me better than my dad.
How does your dad treat you?
He's pretty harsh to me. He wants me to be the CEO of the company as well, since it's technically a family business.
He's strict, like my dad. Well, if it ever came to a time where the board had to decide a CEO, I'd gladly give it up for you.
I couldn't help but raise an eyebrow. Didn't he want the position? Why? Don't you want to be CEO? To my surprise, Andrew shook his head with a goofy smile.
I don't. My dad wants me to take over the Anderson company.
Beautiful.
But I really am not sure if I want to or not. Sure, making toys is great and helping people is something I want to do, but I don't know if I want to head the company.
You're not sure what you want to do, just like me.
You don't want to be a CEO either?
I shook my head. Andrew let out a small laugh.
Man, we must be the worst kids on the planet. Our dads want us to take over a company, but we don't even want to. Imagine what would happen if they actually liked each other.
I couldn't help but laugh with him. We were in the same boat, yet we were on opposing sides. It was like Romeo versus Juliet, two families competing for one goal, but the competitors didn't want to even try to reach that goal. Andrew gently stopped laughing and smiled at me.
Your grandfather was right about one thing, though. You are really cute.
Hey, Andrew. The blush that had faded from my face suddenly returned at his words. I looked away from him, making him laugh again.
Sorry, it's true. Cross my heart.
Thanks. He was flattering me. I had to admit he was cute too, but I'd only known him a short while. It wasn't realistic to like him more than that. Andrew cleared his throat and sat up straight, rubbing the back of his neck.
I'll let you have some time with your grandfather. I don't have anywhere to be, so I'll wait by the gates and give you a ride home when you're done.
Thank you, I believe is what we would say. Yes. It was very sweet of him to wait for me, so I accepted his ride home. Andrew smiled before heading back to the gates. I remained with my grandfather. I'm sure you're laughing where you are, Grandpa. I practically glared at the grave, but after a brief second I smiled. He's a sweet guy, and he's a big fan of yours. Who wouldn't be? You cared for everyone, no matter who they were. I gently ran a finger over one of the lilies in the bouquet. It was soft to touch, but my mind was filled with Andrew for some reason. Was this grandfather's plan? Did he hope for me to meet Andrew as a kindred spirit? I wouldn't be surprised. I chuckled softly before standing. I'll be fine, Grandpa. Andrew's a good guy, but who knows? I shrugged before letting out a sigh and turning back to the cemetery gate where Andrew awaited me. Andrew led me into his car and drove me home. Yeah, who knows, Dad? Maybe I'll date this really nice guy that you liked. Maybe I'll go date a demon and get pulled into a huge demon war in the sequel. Who knows? We'll see what I feel like doing. I went to my room and remained there until dinner. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Here we go. I packed my bag and carried it downstairs into the kitchen. I quickly made myself coffee and toast, not having time for anything big. Yeah. I let out a soft sigh in happiness as I sipped my coffee. I felt great and it felt like nothing could stop me today. Come at me, day. I'm ready for you. I looked to the time again. Time to go. We're gonna stand up and walk away. Screw you. I don't feel like being mean to you today. Oh God! Guys! Welp! We don't have the boys to call for this time, so I guess we're gonna have to fight Malik's ourselves. I want to see some Malik's commands in the chat, you guys, because I know you love that command. Oh my God, Shelties. Alright, we know how the fight goes. Altogether, we began to walk out of the warehouse and back home. There was no way in hell anyone was going to find out about this. It was over. Fuck Malix. The air became still with tension. The realization of the situation hit the boys like a wave, forcing them to turn to me in curiosity. They'd remembered their deal and now were waiting me to decide their fate. However, I knew my answer. I couldn't keep them here. Oh shit! We don't even have the option to let them stay. Oh shit! They were demons and I was a human. I needed to deal with my own life beyond anything else. If the boys stayed, my life would only become more complicated. I think that would be best. James nodded in agreement, keeping a professional tone in his voice as he replied to me.
Then we will be gone before you wake, miss. Thank you for letting us stay here as long as we did.
My heart is breaking! I love these boys! I want to smooch all their faces. I could feel the upset emotions of the incubi reverberate in the room, but I couldn't change my mind. I had too much going on in my life to let them stay, no matter how much I wanted them to.
It was a pleasure to have served you, beautiful lady.
It was hard watching each boy turn away from me for the last time. I stood there waiting for them all to leave the lobby.
I guess this is goodbye. Yeah. Have a good one.
Oh God, I can't! I stuck to my guns. I knew I was making the right choice.
Thank you for having us, miss. Maybe we'll see each other again.
Maybe not.
Goodbye.
Oh God! That goodbye from Damien, though! I can't! Guys, I literally cannot. This is terrible. As Damien left my side, I finally let the air that I was denying into my body inside. My life would return to normal. Well, as normal as it could be. However, I was smarter and wiser than before. I knew of things beyond humanity now. I'd come to learn about the boys and about the existence of the supernatural. I wasn't blind to what was beyond human life. Learning of this made me more open-minded. I nodded to myself before heading into my room, closing the door and mentally allowing the reality of the situation to sink in. Tomorrow I had school. No devils to kidnap me, no incubi to wake up with. That's really sad. Wait, what the hell's going on? Is everybody leaving? What is going on? Are we all saying goodbye to each other? Alright, bye guys! I should really shut off the stream right now just to troll you guys, but I won't. I went to bed that night accepting and not regretting anything. Or so I had hoped. Oh, here's Diana!
You are an interesting creature.
What do you want with us now? We don't have your boys. Go away. Like, really? No, Cookie, you can't leave. I'm gonna cry. I opened my eyes to see a woman staring down at me with a very sly smirk on her face. I opened my mouth to scream in fright, but a hand quickly covered my mouth.
No screaming now. Too early, silly girl.
I could only stare up at the woman above me. I felt weak and not having the strength to move and fight her off. She was very beautiful, but I felt more anger than amazement.
Why do the boys like you? You're unique, yes, but that can't be all that you have going for you.
Rage began to consume my core again. This woman, whoever she was making me mad. She must have known as she let another smirk grow on her face.
Ooh, you're feisty. That could be why.
Before I could bite her hand in anger, she removed her hand from my lips before sitting up and staring down at me from her place next to my bed. I quickly sat up and glared daggers at the intruder. Who the hell are you and why are you in my room? The woman began to laugh, making the rage inside me increase. I wanted to punch her, but I waited for her answer.
How silly of me. I forgot that we demons are not well known of in your world. You can call me Diana, little human.
Diana? Demon? You're a demon?
I am. But I'm much more than just an average demon.
What do you mean?
Silly girl. I'm a succubus.
Ah! I'm hearing lots of JonTron level achs going on in this chat. I stared at Diana in shock. A succubus? First incubi, now a succubus. Great. I now have met both genders of sex demons. Diana crossed her arms under her bosom and looked at my body.
Well, you are pretty. But you seem very reckless. Too reckless.
I moved out and stood from the bed, still glaring at Diana. Why are you here?
Well, I came here to clean up what the boys clearly forgot to clean. Men. So sloppy.
What do you mean by that?
I mean erasing your memories, sweetie.
This woman wasn't serious, was she? She comes into my room and spouts this? This is ridiculous. Yo, Diana! Fuck you! I began to walk towards my door, wanting to leave the room. The boys could get rid of her. I had no mind about dealing with her myself.
The boys are gone, sweetie.
I froze in place. What? They were gone already? No way. I turned to Diana, glaring hard at her as she kept a smirk to me. You're lying.
Am I? If you want to go see for yourself, you can. But I promise you'll be wasting your time.
I stared, trying to find any hint if she was lying. She had to be. The boys wouldn't just up and leave without resting first, right? Diana crossed her arms and waited for me to make a choice. I decided to believe her for now. I'd find some hint in this conversation. Hey, Hannah's here! Hello, my dear! What do you mean, take my memories?
Well, we demons can't have just anyone knowing about us. You have to completely devote your soul to learning about us. And even then, it's not always guaranteed that you can be granted knowledge of us.
What makes me not deserve to know everything? I was attacked by devils. I found the boys in my house wounded and sheltered them. I think I deserve to remember those moments. Alrighty, Chip. Diana let out a laugh, running a hand through her hair before looking back to me, amused.
You were attacked by a gang and were almost killed. You found 5 homeless men and let them stay in your home. There's nothing special about either of these instances.
Yes, there was!
A human like you can't understand the rules. The boys themselves aren't even aware of the rules. They'll learn soon enough.
Diana flipped her hair before looking at me with a stern look.
Listen, sweetie. You're not going back to bed or leaving this house with those memories. I'm taking them from you one way or another.
Hold on, guys. I glared, standing my ground. You're not taking my memories. I'm not letting you take them.
And what do you plan to do with them, huh? Tell the press? Gossip to your friends that demons exist? Confess to your parents that you had demon servants and were almost killed by a devil gang?
Now she was making me mad. Did she seriously think I was stupid? Those memories were precious to me and I wasn't going to let her win over my mind. These memories are important to me. I know that other creatures exist. I know that magic exists. I'm more open-minded now.
Open-minded or gullible?
What does she mean by that? The point of being open-minded was to be open to all thought. How is that anything close to being gullible?
There is nothing to learn from remembering the boys that won't bring trouble. I'm merely saving you from that. There are more than just demons who want to keep their existence a secret. There are many creatures in this world that don't want to be known of. And you remembering a small fragment is not acceptable to them without good reason.
Diana smirked.
If you would have kept the boys, or at least had one of them around, they'd be a little more lenient to listen to your pleas. However, you're about to go into tomorrow without any of them around.
I couldn't believe my ears. There were more than just demons? Other fictional creatures existed? There was a system? What? Yeah, we don't get any of that backstory. Diana sighed and snapped her fingers, lifting my body up from the ground with her magic.
Look, I can kill you and no longer waste what little time I have, or I can erase your memories and go on with my life. I have more important things to do above arguing with you.
I looked down at the ground and saw something that made every nerve in my body quickly quake in fear. On the ground was a large open mouth with sharp, wet teeth leading to an empty black abyss. I could feel the heat from the mouth's breath pant against my floating body. Ah! That was my scream. Obviously that wasn't real. I looked at Diana, who was looking at me with a stern, almost heartless gaze.
Make a choice, sweetie. Give up your memories or be a demon's snack. I warn you, he's quite the biter.
I was panicking. I was about to die again. The boys weren't here to protect me. What was I going to do? What do we do? This choice does not play into Andrew's thing. I don't know. I guess we'll give up the memories. We don't need them. Oh, I don't think we can fight against her. It was one thing to take out Malix. It was a whole other thing to fight Diana. It's a whole other issue to fight Diana. You guys really want to fight? Hold on. Y'all are crazy. Let's save. We'll try and fight, you psychopaths. No, I wouldn't forget Andrew. She just wants to erase my memory of the demons. I wasn't going to let her win. I knew I could fight her. Oh, I don't know about that, you guys. Making a deal with her leads to her romance route, if I remember correctly. I began to pull on the hold on me roughly. My mind was fighting, but my body wasn't responding.
You still wish to fight?
Diana rubbed her temples before walking to me.
I've had enough of this.
All of a sudden, Diana grabbed my head, making my mind blank out. I felt large waves of energy zip from my body and mind at her touch, but it intensified as Diana placed her lips on mine. I didn't kiss back. I didn't fight. I couldn't do anything. I could only stare as she drained my body of energy. My body began to go limp and my mind grew instantly heavy. If I wasn't flowing, I would surely be on the ground passed out. How was she able to pull this much energy without doing anything more than kissing me? I would never know. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I'm dying tonight, guys. Soon my whole body felt numb and I felt like an empty spirit floating in midair. Diana slightly frowned at the sight.
Such a waste.
Diana ran a hand over my hair, twirling a strand around her finger.
So long, sweetie.
Before I knew it, I was falling. She had let me go. I could only close my eyes. I didn't even feel a thing. And we got a bad end! So long, sweetie! Yay for bad ends! Bad ends are the best. And we got an achievement unlocked. Alright. Yeah, Shelties, I know that you knew what was going to happen. We're going to give up the memories. My mind began to wander. Were the memories truly worth my life? I remembered the way the boys helped organize the house party and helped me home after Malix's ordeal. But then I remembered, I'm only human. I wasn't a demon. I wasn't special. The world of magic was too large for me. I already had a world to face without magic being involved. This makes me so sad. I felt a wave of sadness run through me, replaying the memories of all that happened the past few days one last time before speaking up. Fine. Take my memories. I couldn't keep them. They were beyond my world. They were beyond what I needed to know. I was never meant to know of them. Making a deal leads to Diana's romance route. We're not gonna go there yet. Diana nodded.
Glad you understand now.
The pit below me closed its jaws, vanishing into nothing. As I was lowered to the ground, I stood up straight and looked at Diana, resolved. Diana sighed before closing her hand and muttering Latin phrases under her breath, loud enough for me to barely hear. She then opened her hand and revealed a small purple vial. What is that?
A memory potion. It will remove all of the memories of demons and magic from your mind. With the memories gone, you can live your life as free as you want.
What about the boys?
I have a spell for them. As soon as you drink that potion, you sign your contract with me, and I will take the boys back to where they belong.
Will they remember me?
I'll make sure they won't. They won't even remember ever thinking about coming to the human world.
Oh, ouch! Diana, ouch! Why didn't you use it before now? Why do I have to drink it knowingly?
Because demon magic isn't black and white, dear. The one catch is that the potion has to be drunk with full natural consent. So I can't just slip it into your chocolate milk or pour it into your mouth as you sleep. That's the downside of good succubus magic.
So I'll be...
a plain, boring human. No potential, no abilities, no memories to even have abilities. You'll be a plain Jane girl in a plain Jane world.
I nodded before looking to the vial. My memory in exchange for my humanity. I popped the cork of the vial and gingerly brought it to my lips. Goodbye, magic. Goodbye, demons. Goodbye, strange future. I can't. Hello, normalcy. I tilted my head back and chugged the drink down, feeling its magic already starting its work as it reached the inside of my mouth. I felt dizzy and sick, but I sucked down every last drop of the liquid. I felt the memories of the boys fade away. I never met them in my house when I moved in. I was never attacked by Malix or his goons. I was never kidnapped. I never met Diana. As I finished drinking, I felt my body grow weak, almost becoming unable to continue standing up. My vision was blurred and fuzzy, and I couldn't help but let my eyes shut. Oh shit, I still haven't listed his rogue legacy. Yo, truth. I'm an idiot. Hold on. Freggy, good looking out. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. There we go. I'm really sad. I asked for this. I wouldn't have the boys protecting me anymore. I didn't even open my eyes when I fully fell into Diana's arms.
It's for your own good, sweetie. Forget about it and be normal. I'm sorry.
I felt my mind slowly relax. There were no demons, no devils, no magic to drive me crazy. Everything was normal, everything was peaceful, everything was ordinary. Just the way Diana wanted. Just the way I wanted. I am so sad right now. Eventually the morning arrived and the sun screamed at me to get up. Surprisingly, I woke up before my alarm clock, which was nice. I stretched out and quickly got dressed, getting ready for school. I went over in my mind what happened over the weekend, suddenly feeling wary. I moved in Friday night, held a house party on Saturday, and enjoyed my day Sunday. Yep, sounds right. I scooped up my bag and headed downstairs to the dining room. The room was empty and I felt hungry. I needed to eat something. I looked at my phone and saw a text I must have completely forgotten about.
Hey, I know you have school today, but do you want to hang out after?
I couldn't help the small smile from growing on my face. Andrew was sweet and seemed like a good guy. I remembered how he gave me his number as he dropped me off at home from my visit to grandfather's grave, making my small smile bigger. I chuckled and texted back. Sure, why not? I made myself some quick toasted coffee, needing a jump start. I felt drained and I did not want to fall asleep in class. Something bothered me, though. My house felt empty, or at least emptier than when I came for some reason. I couldn't put my finger on it, but it slightly bothered me. Guys, I can't. Yeah, thank you for using the cuddle party, Shelties. I need a cuddle party right now. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I finished my food and quickly rushed to the front, waiting for Naomi's car and confident that nothing was going to happen. I avoided talking about what happened yesterday. I'll be running with you guys from now on to and from school. As we entered the school, we quickly gathered our things from our lockers and headed to class. There were no events, to my surprise. Naomi and Suzu took their seats around me, Suzu in front of me, Naomi beside me, before the class bell rang and the class was greeted by our teacher. History wasn't as boring as economics, but I still managed to space out in that class just the same. I decided to keep my eyes to my notebook. I began to scribble random doodles, some of which stuck out to me more than others. I somehow managed to doodle a small bear with a heart on its stomach. I cracked a small smile at the image, imagining the heart lighting up on my paper as I pressed the eraser on my pencil on it. I remembered what happened last week, slowly frowning at the memories of my grandfather. I guess it was still hard to let him go. To lose someone is never easy, but I knew that moping and letting his memory get to me wouldn't do any good. I felt, though, as if he was watching over me. As stupid as that may sound, I felt like I was just somehow safe. Like it was okay to not focus on school or my future and just live my own little world. I could be a little girl and draw pictures instead of plan out the rest of my life and could be perfectly happy. Sadly, I knew that wasn't realistic. Graduation was slowly coming up in my mind and wandered into the future once again. What was I going to do? Hold on a second. I don't get night terrors, you guys, but I do get pretty bad sleep paralysis. That shit sucks. It was hard to think about. At this rate, I just wanted to wing it. No decisions had to be made ahead of time in my little world. No disappointments would come out of whatever I decided to do in my little world. Hell, maybe I could have found a perfect magical love in my little world and life would turn out just like a dream. Ouch, my heart. It's sad to think that my world wasn't real, yet my heart still wished that it was. It gently squeezed inside my chest, almost convincing me that magic could be real. My mind knew better. I thought on a small sigh, letting my little world hide away in my thoughts as the class bell rang. Naomi and Suzu smiled at me, making me feel a little better. At least I still had my friends. I quickly gathered my things and left to my next class. Throughout the day, I found myself wondering about my future. What was I going to do? How I was going to do it? Everything. Then, Andrew came to mind. He and I were in the same position. We both were in line to take the CEO position, but neither of us wanted it. It was adorable to think about. A strange Romeo and Juliet.
Hey, are you listening?
That story, by the way, is not romantic in any way. Yeah, Gwen, the sleep paralysis is super scary. I hate it. I broke out of my thoughts, finding myself in the hall with my things, ready to head home. I assume they didn't mention it, Ladybug, but I assume that Diana also took care of Naomi. Well, yeah. See, yeah, you know what? You've got a good point. Because in order to take care of their memories, they would have to drink that stuff willingly. That's a good point. Wouldn't Naomi and Suzu remember the boys? Maybe.
Dude, you've been spacing out all day. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. As I expected, Naomi and Suzu gave me disapproving looks. What's going on, Anderson?
We're just worried about you.
It's nothing really. It's... Before I could continue, I heard Lizette's gaggle of girls giggling nearby. I prepped myself ready to fight Lizette or deal with another attack from her girl army before turning to the sound. I let my face go red at the sight. Guys! Bay is here! Andrew was standing in the hall, smiling at me. The girls around him seemed flirtatious, but he only kept his eyes on me. It wasn't like he was holding flowers. But his older looks made him the cutie of the school hall. I will be honest, he was much more handsome than any guy in school. Andrew, hi.
Hey, I was waiting outside for you, but I needed to use the restroom. I hope you don't mind me coming into your school for that, right?
I believe the correct answer would be not at all. Andrew smiled at me before gesturing to my friends, who both practically had their jaws hitting the floor.
And who are your friends?
They were at the party, didn't you see them? Oh, this is Naomi and Suzu.
Pleasure. Yo.
That was great!
Pleasure.
Wait, guys, listen to that!
Yo.
Yo. Wow, Suzu. They looked at me, giving me their silent friendship. Oh my god, who is the hot guy and how do you know him look? I glared for half a second at each of them before smiling to Andrew. So you came to pick me up?
Yeah, I figured I could drive you from school to wherever, you know? Save some time and stuff. Unless you don't wanna.
No, it's cool. Just give me a couple of seconds, alright?
For sure. I'll be outside.
I just smiled and gave a two-fingered salute to me before heading out of the hall. The girls, like a gaggle of morons, followed. Gaggle of morons! As I looked at Naomi and Suzu, they glared at me. What?
How do you know that guy? When did you two meet?
You've been hogging guys to yourself.
It's not like that, okay? We met at the house party. My mom introduced us and, well, he's kinda nice. Naomi and Suzu raised their eyebrows at me in almost perfect sync. I sighed. Look, we're just friends and he wanted to hang out, so I said yes, okay? It's just for today. It's nothing, really.
Whatever you say.
Just